In a Women and Gender Studies course, we were assigned to interview 10 men on their perspectives on men and masculinity. At the University of Oklahoma, these young men openly discussed their thoughts and opinions. These are their stories.
What does it mean to be a man?
To be a man is to be responsible. I think that's number one. I think it's important for women too. But I think it's a responsibility.
I think what it means to be a man is someone who is able to provide for themselves, but also provide for a family.
I think being a man is being someone who is reliant, dependable, and should be trustworthy with another man or a woman.
I think what it means to be a man is just to think of yourself as a man, whatever that might be for you.
Being a man means doing the right thing, standing up for others, and protecting the ones that you cherish the most in any way, shape, or form.
I think of man as being like biologically male, I suppose. And like an adult. So usually like at least 18 is what I think of when I think of man.
It's an inner sense of peace and maturity and responsibility and understanding that your actions have impacts on people, and you have a responsibility to care for the people around you and care for the people that are a part of your life.
I feel like truthfully saying that you identify as a man should be enough.
Being a man means trying to be a good person, but that's also being a woman or being anyone, you know? It's just trying to not be a dick.
What it means to be a man. Men have penises. I mean, that's really the biggest differing factor between men and women, or people who don't identify with either, right?
It's someone who, when things get tough, they're able to just kind of ride the storm and always put a brave face on.
And for me, it's having a hairy chest too. I think that's crucial. And having a beard, obviously. Yeah, that's what I would think being a man is. Yeah.
There are expectations associated with gender roles that I feel like don't need to be.
Men are expected to be more aggressive, more confident, more controlling, and like women are expected to be more submissive. It's not necessarily my personal beliefs, but I feel like that's like the societal expectation.
In fact, it tells us that being like women or similar to women in any way is something we should avoid. It goes as early as like little boys calling each other like sissies on the playground, saying that you run like a girl or play like a girl or whatever like that.
I guess the classic saying, boys will be boys, and just excusing very like unacceptable behavior.
You have to be a real man's man. It's like, if there's an issue, we're just like, there's no talking, like, it's masculine, like, we're just gonna duke it out. I hate it, I feel like, there's no reason to fight. There's like very few reasons that you'll ever have to fight in your life.
Our mom always taught my brother and I to like not fall into any stereotypes regarding our heritage. And I think in Latino communities, a lot of the time, that like toxic masculinity, that hyper masculinity comes out a lot. And she tried to make it very clear that that's not acceptable. That just because your ancestors, because a long line of people acted a certain way, doesn't mean that you have to.
That's, to me, is toxic masculinity. Is anytime you see yourself as better than another person, than another individual. Just because, for the simple fact that you are a man. Because most of the time, that's what it's rooted in. If you're a man, I'm better than that man, I'm more of a man than that man, so I'm more masculine than him, I'm more alpha than him, I'm more whatever than him. To me, that's toxic.
Perpetuated mostly by other men, of what it means to be a man, and the right way to be a man, and the the right way to act towards other men and women and other people in society, and just kind of growing up with a really unhealthy idea of what it means to exist correctly.
Yeah, toxic masculinity is just, you know, thinking that when you're a guy you can get away with anything.
To be bluntly honest, you are at an advantage sometimes.
I mean, male privilege is definitely a thing.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, I do have that male privilege. I understand that. It does make my life easier. That's a pro.
I think toxic masculinity and healthy masculinity can be very subjective.
I don't know. Maybe there isn't healthy masculinity because I can't think of any good examples for it. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's difference between men and women, of course. I mean, like, there's just innate differences that we have, but like, I think the way that being masculinized is in society isn't really a good thing towards men because it just shows that they're not willing to accept that women are equal as them. I guess in a way is how I guess. So I really wouldn't say there is a form of healthy masculinity.
And I don't view it as like there's no difference between people. I think there are differences between men and women, and it's just kind of accepting those differences instead of just acting like they don't exist.
I think that women can do everything that men can do, so in terms of potential and capability, there is no difference.
But I don't think that men and women should be conformed to whatever society thinks their will necessarily has to be. I think that men and women can certainly be whoever they want to be, pursue whatever they want to pursue, and love whatever about them that they want to love, whatever they feel like makes them, you know, happy and hopeful and passionate, whatever they're passionate about. People should have the privilege and the opportunity to pursue those passions freely, without question.
So society says those aren't men things you're doing, but you're still, you want to do these things, then you can still do these things and be confident that you're still a man.
Physical affection between men is really important.
Like if I hug my friends, you know, I hug my friends, like tell my friends I love them or whatever, and that's not allowed. Like it's not like accepted socially.
You know, not being able to kind of express your emotion, like you know, it's never, you know, you never feel right when you're like, if a guy cries or something or shows some emotion or hugs somebody, it's like very that, and just talking about your feelings is always a little tougher.
I don't know. I know when I was in like middle school, I would like anytime a sad subject came up, I would like cry, and then like my friends would like take pity on me.
I think there's a real value in being emotional in the sense of showing your emotions and showing your true struggles and difficulties.
I feel like men as a whole are so stuck in their ways, are so stuck in what they should do or what they're supposed to do, and not be your own person. I think even just defining a concept of manliness is bullshit. I think that you should be, every man's manliness is his own.
I don't know. I kind of don't think you should necessarily look at like, how do I be more masculine in a good way? Just like be like, how do I be more good? You know.
I would say healthy masculinity is anything that makes a man feel good about being a man, in a way that doesn't impede on other people's well-being or sense of self.
You hold others accountable, you do the right thing, and you make sure that whatever you do, it's for the benefit of others.
I feel like men need to be more open to their emotions, more allowing to say, hey, I have these and I need to like talk to people about it. I mean, some men are very just open to counseling. Counseling's not a bad thing. I'm not saying to go to counseling, but just have good friends that you can talk to about your emotions, because I mean, if I didn't have those, I don't even know where I would be without talking about it to people.
Like, I don't know, personally I feel like showing more emotions is manlier than like being just stone-faced all the time.
Being a man is just, it's a blessing. It's something it's very beautiful. It comes with a lot of privileges, but it also comes with a lot of responsibility. And I think that's the beauty in it, is understanding those responsibilities and understanding who you're really supposed to be and how you really are supposed to lift people up and care for people and serve people.
I don't know. Masculinity doesn't have to always be like I'm strong and I make the decisions, but more just like genuine competence and kindness.
I would change quite a lot about what it means to like be a man in the eyes of society. I think there needs to be a like much stronger emphasis on self-expression instead of an emphasis on conformity and dominance.
I don't know, I just I like this. I like being able to talk. I know that this is gonna sound shitty, but you don't get to talk often about what it means to be a man.
This was very thought-provoking, and I appreciate it.
Alright, so my last thing is just any final thoughts, comments, opinions you have on men and masculinity.
Men are dumb.